Hello, fellow mappers. I think I am live. Yes. Welcome. So I was just cleaning up some old roads around this village here, this small town in Utah where I live, and thought I'd kind of share a couple tricks that I use that I like to use. They're kind of U.S. specific, but so if you're not mapping in the United States, it might not be as useful, and also it's mostly useful if you are mapping in rural areas, I think. Although the second tip is also useful in urban areas, but mostly when it comes to things that are yeah, that need cleanup, that are older and that have not been updated for a while. So here's tip number one. You see that maybe if I change the opacity of this layer a little bit, you'll be able to see. You see some of these roads have these brown casings, and some don't. So this one doesn't, and this one does. So what that is it's a it's um it's a preset in JAWSOM. It's actually what they call a paint style, and you can activate one or more different paint styles to highlight different types of attributes or tags on on things you see in JAWSOM, on OSM objects you see in JAWSOM. So by default, you will only have, this might be a little small, but by default you'll have the JAWSOM default style active, and you see that I have a couple more, but let me start from the beginning. So you go to preferences, and Windows it's edit preferences or F12, function 12, and then you go scroll down these menu items and you go to map paint styles, and the first time you pull this up it will load this preset list of styles from the server, and from here you can activate any that you want. So there's a lot of them. What I'm interested in is looking at the tiger reviewed no. So what this one does, you can actually go into detail and pull it up. You can edit it. I don't think you can edit it from here. You can edit it. You can make these yourself as well. I'm going into that in another video perhaps, but this is just to basically show you that they are there and that you can use them. So if I deactivate this, so if I delete it and I go back, you see that these brown yellow casing is gone, because that paint style looks at this specific tag here, tiger reviewed equals no, which was set on all the imports that were done on the tiger road segments, to allow mappers to sort of slowly look at all these different roads and switch this to yes once they had a look at them. So it's hard to make out so often when where these unreviewed roads still are. So this visual aid is helpful. So I'm going to locate it again, tiger, and I'm going to enable it by clicking on this arrow here and press OK, and then you see that it's on again. So this helps me quickly see like which roads in the area still need to be reviewed. And reviewing, usually what I consider reviewing is actually pretty simple. I check the alignment, I see if the street has a name. Let me put the opacity back to full. See if the street has a name that makes sense, it's not abbreviated. If the alignment is okay compared to the aerial imagery, and that's usually just about it. Can I just move this over a little bit? Yeah, and then basically what I do is I just delete all tiger tags. It's a matter of taste. You can also set tiger reviews reviewed to yes and leave everything else alone. But I find these tags to be redundant, and they're still in the history, so people can still inspect them if they want to in the object history. So I just delete them, make it nice and clean. Highway equals residential, name equals West 100 South Street, and then I upload the result. won't do that right now because I had some other edits going on. So the other thing that I do is, let's say there's a new road that someone added, right? This is sort of a newer subdivision, and someone added this road in already. See that there's a few homes being built or already there, and stuff still unimproved. So this is a newer street, and you can see that it doesn't have a name yet. It's just called highway equals residential, and residential roads in OSM should really have a name. So the next trick I often use is I get a Tiger overlay map. So those you'll find under imagery, and then you scroll down to map for quality assurance, and you can see that there's different vintages. I usually just use the most recent one. You see that Tiger 2020 was recently added, and what that does is it gives you an overlay of the current Tiger database, not the one that was originally imported, but the one that is current. So it shows a lot more information that we originally had at our disposal, including, as you can see here, it has the name for this road here, Sage Hill. So now from Tiger as a source, I can actually edit that and add a name to that road, name Sage Hill. So that's how I use Tiger to the Tiger overlay to add names to roads that don't have them yet. And I'll show you one additional trick that I like to use. I didn't practice this, so I hope I get it right the first time. What you can do is you can use the find option in JASM. Well, it's actually it's called search, not find. That's sort of a well, let's not go into that. So you can use the search string. It's a pretty powerful search function that JASM has. You have to kind of learn how to use it, and there's still a lot of secrets in it for me as well. But what you can do, for example, is see which roads of which features of type way don't have the name tag. I think that this is the way to do it. So type colon way space and then minus name. I think that's it. Yeah, so you can see here that we'll select all the features here that don't have a name. It also includes buildings. There's probably a way to exclude that, but because I'm not really interested in that. But I'm just gonna be happy with this now and see that there's a few roads here that don't have names. So actually, turn off the Tiger overlay again. So you can see here that this road here and this road here don't have names, whereas the Tiger overlay actually does have names for them. So that will let you sort of figure out which roads here can be improved from the Tiger names in the more current data set. So if we take this one, for example, this is called West 360 North, and I just can add that name West 360 North. There we go. And if I do, of course, everything is got unselected when I selected just this road, but the find function will remember your last search query, so you can just hit Control F again and just hit enter, and you'll have the same search result. So you can continue doing that. So yeah, those were just a couple quick tricks that I often use when improving the streets in rural parts of the United States. Hope it was useful, and hope to see you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.